drink up.
Mayor passed out. I got a whole bunch of candy.
I thought that thing was here completely.
All right, I want to thank everybody for coming to the workshop with Lakeview Town Council. November 9th, 2017, the time is 5:33. I will open this with prayer, if you pray with me. Father, we're thankful for this time to be set aside, to join together and try to transact the business of the town. Father, anytime so many opinions are involved, there's bound to be pulls one direction or the other. But I'm thankful for the ability of this council, through your wisdom, to have been able to meet on common ground on most everything that's come before us in the past. We'd ask that you continue to give us that wisdom to be able to see through from the other side and find whatever best path is through your guidance for the town. We ask that you guide our words and our actions tonight, that they would be acceptable in your sight, uplifting to our fellow council members and the town as a whole. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. All right, roll call.
Tony Brady. Here. Vivian Dean.
Here.
Nancy Brady.
Here.
Brad Cook.
Here.
Ann Smith. Here. Paul Cooney.
Here. Thank you. All right, jumping right into it. We have a few items for discussion. Item A is training for employees, and Nancy's going to speak on that.
It was last week or week before last. What day was it, Cheryl? Was it last week or week before?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. The loss control guy from the insurance company came in and he directed us that there is free videos available. You just have to send in. They send them to you free of charge. It just costs the town the amount to send it back, just the postage, because they provide the envelope. But it's little short webinars, training. Most of them are around 15 minutes, or maybe a few that's no longer than 30. Is that right?
22 minutes.
Yeah, you know, so you can take there's a short test behind it, and then print you out a certificate of training. And we get a discount on our insurance for those training classes. And I just think it would be beneficial that our employees and even council members, if they want to watch them, Cheryl can order them. I think she can order up to 3 at a time. And we can keep them, 2 weeks? 2 weeks, and then we have to send them back. But I think that would be a good thing. And then we have some documented training put in the personnel files, for our employees, which will, like I say, help on the insurance rating. It's not a big discount, but any discount is better than none.
That's the fact that it's free training.
And it is free training.
It's free.
And very short, and, we're having to take a long time, so.
Cheryl shared the website with me, and I went through there and looked at it, and there are some in there that I think would be beneficial, like things in there about parliamentary procedures, and maybe even things that, other than just cultural diversity and a lot of those types of things. Looked to be pretty good stuff.
So I'd like to see this, require that the employees take at least 4 a year. I think they just want to do
How many is the requirement to get the discount on the insurance?
one.
One per employee?
No, just one. Isn't that the understanding that you got, Cheryl? You just had to order?
No, every employee
Every employee, I'm sorry.
has to watch at least one video.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But they really suggest 3, but one is the minimum.
The insurance companies aren't always readily willing to discount anything. So if they're discounting because of watching these videos, there is a lot of science behind watching them and reducing whatever the problems are.
You pulled the list up, Cheryl, about how many was on the list? There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. And there's they also mail, when they mail you the videos, they also mail you a questionnaire that you have to make copies of. And every employee has to fill one out. Listed with each video, and they have to write a little description as to what they got from the video.
I don't know if they do it
The
this
insurance
year.
company.
The actual insurance company?
The
league.
performance comp,
Yeah.
the league. They, and whenever you fill out that little questionnaire, you have to mail us back in the videos.
I don't know if they do it this year or not, but Mayor Wade and I went to the loss control program last year, 2 years ago.
And they gave us a credit where it's called CMO, credit. And that was your basics.
I'll be glad to make that a mandate from my office for employees. There's been a suggestion that we order 3 videos dealing with varying topics, and that we would require employees to watch at least 2 of those videos. We can direct some of those early videos if you want to, if there's specific topics that you would like employees to see, such as harassment or anything, that type of thing. And then maybe from that point on, just have them available for people to watch. And I'll do whatever the council's wish is there as far as the number.
Is that something that we can maybe put in the employee handbook? When they sign for it, that they know that they are required to watch those?
Yeah, we can certainly adapt the handbook to include that.
Okay.
Do we need to move that over into the agenda under new business, like new business A? Since I don't know.
There's not any other business.
So do we need to put it there so we can vote on it? Do we need to
Do
vote
we
on
need to
it?
vote on it? John?
I mean, council instructs you to do it as part of your job, you can order it done, it's supervisor's employee.
It'd be the cleanest way if we all agree. What about the ordering 3 or 4 and requiring a minimum of 2? Does that sound good? Sure. And of course, we can always direct.
I'm like Jan, let's just throw it to new business. We
I
already
would-
know about it
I
and
would
quick
say,
vote.
yeah, I mean, any of that, any CEO stuff that we can do, continuing education courses, 1 a quarter would be great. I mean,
Well, let's make it, make a section for new business and make it item A. And we'll vote on it at that point. Try to keep it real simple.
Yeah, just a point of discussion until we actually review a few of them. I'd say it's leaning toward being conservative with, 2 or 3 a year until we review them and make sure they're good content and easy to use and easy to view.
All right, Cheryl, when you looked at the one that you did view, was it worthy or was it a typical?
It was worthy.
Okay. Does it come in a computer disc?
It's a DVD, it's an actual, you're watching it.
Anything else there? Everybody got that down for new business
The
item?
only thing I would look at too is a lot of our employees, particularly police department, already do kind of a lot of training in various fields. It may be worth considering how to balance what, and the clerk's office oftentimes goes to various training seminars that the state puts on. I think there's gotta be some question, if they're not going to those, then they gotta have to watch X number of training videos, or if they're going to, maybe you lessen that burden depending on what they do. So, I think that may be a part of the policy you want to think about, and kind of envision how to work those 2 together.
Well, if they get certificates from whatever training they go to, maybe they can submit me a
Turn
copy and I
those in,
can see if I
and we
can
turn
send them
those
the
in
lost.
at the same time. So, I think that's something, just sitting here and thinking out loud, thinking about how many times we're paying for someone, each month to go to some training session. Sometimes you overdo the training aspect of it. Making a mandatory requirement to blanket watch X video from when they're already going to 4 different training sessions a year, that seems redundant.
Well, I would say that they don't watch the video based on the training they've already been to. I mean, it can be a completely different topic.
That's why I'm saying, thinking this thing through is,
Might I suggest that we table it for now, because the personnel committee is already working on revision to HR policies. And during the revision to HR policies, we'll pull the policy, police department, however many they're already required to do to keep their certifications and that type of thing. So at that point, we can come back and make a recommendation.
when does it, will they prorate it towards the insurance for the existing year, or do they have to have this prior to the next renewal? I mean, if they'll prorate it midstream, I would say require each and every employee to do it 1 now and get into the detail later, let's get a discount.
I would tend to agree with you. Let's go on and have them viewed so we can meet the requirements of the discount before we make a policy and the handbook. Just review it for that. We good?
Mr. Mayor, I've also got a letter upstairs from the insurance company where we get a discount if we provide them with a policy for drug testing after an accident or whatever, and they have to be certified by the city attorney.
And we will be reaching out to you for lots of information like that as we review these P&P manuals. Thank you. All right, so we're going to strike that from new business at this point. Is that correct? And we are simply going to, just from my office, require that everyone view at least one of these 3 videos that we have in-house now within the next, we've got 3 weeks to get it done, to get the video back to
The
them.
ones that just came in have to be at the 21st,
The 21st.
November 21st.
Okay, all right, we'll try to push it up and get them viewed in that length of time. It's 20 minutes, 15, 20
The
minutes?
longest one's 20.
Everyone should be able to do that in that length of time. That will meet our requirement for the discount, and then we can, as the personnel board starts to review the P&Ps, we can adapt a policy into those at that point. Everybody in agreement with that? Okay, super. All right, AEDs, automated external defibrillator and fire extinguishers. Ms. Brad.
I need some help from Nancy on this one. My suggestion was that if we do not have an AED in this building, that we immediately get one, and get it mounted somewhere so that everybody sees it.
We have one.
Let's see if, when it was, last time it was certified though, it was up here.
Put it somewhere on the wall or something so that
Everybody knows where it is.
people know it's just something that you see every time you come in the building. Or even a sign that says there is one available and this is where to go get it. Also, the fire extinguishers, if we don't have, I'd like to know how many fire extinguishers we have in the building, and have them in a place that anybody can see them, and so that they're readily accessible and everybody knows where to go to find them. I think Nancy had looked at some cabinets.
I did, and I knew I was forgetting something when I left them, but the cabinets are less than $100 a piece, depending on which, to house either the fire extinguisher or the AED, to be mounted on the
When you
wall.
fire extinguisher, all you have to do is, you can get a mount and don't even have to have a house.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we want to do a housing to where somebody's just not walking by messing with it, or, or just, like say, a clip on the wall, but, either one of the boxes are, I believe they're less than $100 a box, depending on the kind that you order. If the AED is not, up to date, certified, whatever, a new AED is around $1,300 to $1,300.
The AED, I'm sure it needs to be evaluated electronically, but the pads that are in there were packed February of 2007, have an expiration date of February 2010 on them. So as far as the device itself, there's nothing that would indicate how often it needs to be checked, but we can certainly get some direction from the fire department on that.
Yeah, well, the price I got was from the fire department. It matched it was the same style that the fire department uses. And they had said that the style that they have now, the company that they bought it from, once you use the pads, they automatically send you more pads for free of charge. So the replacement pads are free of charge. And once the battery life is exhausted, the battery is also free. That's the information that I was given.
My thought when asking for this to go on the agenda is that I would have more time to get more information. So let's table this for the future, and if maybe we can find out what the replacement pad cost is to replace what's in there, since it's out of date. And then I'd like to know how many fire extinguishers we have in the building, and if we can put some kind of a clip on the wall.
But a lot of businesses like my office, all it is a clip, so all you gotta do is go to it.
Yeah.
It's a quick release, you don't wanna have to open up something that costs $100. I mean, a clip shouldn't be $20 max.
And my office, we have to lock them up because I've got juvenile delinquents in
Yeah.
place, and those are just a stack. and they'll put it on spray just to keep them working, so, but, you know, it's like anybody sitting in a room, when you come in the room, you ought to be able to look around the room and see where the nearest fire extinguisher is. So, maybe,
Shouldn't we be up to code? I mean, I'm sure that we get inspected by either a fire marshal or a fire department once a year.
Well, I'm sure our P&C people can walk through the building occasionally too, and those are things that they would look at as well.
I mean, we have to be up to code.
Well, we just need to make sure that we
Are
are.
they, well, I mean, I would say the county should be doing it. If, I know we're in a fire district, I don't know if they do it with businesses. I know my business where I work, once a year, the fire marshal comes by and he gives you a warning, and it's literally on a yellow piece of paper that says, you got a warning, your fire extinguisher has 30 days to be recertified.
Yeah, those extinguishers have tags that have to be punched once a month, so somebody official or trained has to inspect.
Mine's once a year where I work, they do it for a year, the certification.
You know, that's all just stuff that we need to make sure that we are compliant with.
Right.
All right, thank you. Along with Gus, and Jan's gonna speak on that.
I just really was wanting to bring it to our attention to see if that is ready to be brought forth to the council.
I've prepared just a note for Gus to sign and send it out at the last meeting.
Are you going to give it to us in the council meeting for us?
I'll give it to you now.
Okay.
I made some copies of it.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it did.
Down, I'll send it out.
An extra there too.
This is what all the stuff and others here.
Yes,
So
sure is.
we covered.
But we did not have this document.
yeah, we
This is
voted,
on all of
to
the-
loan the rest of the money, but this is the actual promissory note.
Okay.
The reason behind the loan was the possibility of us, a judge considering us being on the hook for something that Gus might or might not owe. So just in good
Taking care of
judgment,
the
we decided to help them give an answer to the city.
Is it possible, Mr. Terry, for us to reposition ourselves and become on the other side with the people who are
Well,
in the lawsuit?
not at this juncture, okay? And there's I guess I'm gonna put in a monetary reason for that. I mean, you know, the only entity, as far as a municipal public entity that may have any ability to respond financially would be the city. So getting a lawyer who had bought a suit against numerous defendants to easily release, realign what I call a deep pocket, is sometimes difficult to acquire, just for practical reasons. So to answer your question, from a practical standpoint, it's probably not right now. You know, we have filed motions addressing why we're even here. We don't own the sewer system, we got no say-so of its daily operations. And the distinction here is that the GUS is created under Alabama law as a truly independent entity. It is a separate corporation that operates without the control of the city. The only say-so a municipality has over a GUS board is the appointment of members. Other than that, there's really no control, and operates totally separate and makes its own decisions. And that's why I've told Paul in looking at this issue is that we need to make it clear that has been our relationship and continues to be our relationship, and that's why I think it's sort of appropriate to do a note and a plan for repayment requirement as part of this process.
Let me ask one more question. The fact that they're separate corporation, is that not an Alabama law against giving a corporation money
We're not,
on behalf of the town?
we're not giving money, we're loaning money to a quasi-public entity that operates inside the city. And I don't see any prohibition on that aspect of it, because it is a loan. It's not a gift or anything like that.
Okay, can I ask something as well? Under A, the Gus Board shall, within 60 days from the date hereof, provide to the town and outline its purposes to obtain funds to be able to finance the cost of litigation and repay the town the $5,000 loan. Okay, so I'm understanding they have 60 days after they sign this, not 60 days from the last meeting, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so then, we're gonna hold the $5,000 check until we have this document.
That'll have to be y'all's decision. I just didn't, under the circumstances, I think it's appropriate for the council to, knowing that this is a loan process, like any bank would or any other financial institution would, is to require there be some showing of how we will get repaid.
Okay.
And the other problem is, I anticipate this lawsuit is clearly going to cost more than $5,000 to defend. And so, looking forward in this process, I think there needs to be a plan about how funding this entire issue is going to take place from the Gus Board. The city, probably doesn't have the desire nor wants to continue to fund something for a separate entity that, that the roads have been somewhat very different in. So, I don't know any other way to address this problem other than requiring this, y'all have some understanding of how they will finance this and how they will repay.
So we need to put that under, A, new business, as B,
And frankly,
clarify.
a lot of that's driven by the fact
I've been here too.
I've been advised for a long time, they have no income. And so that concerned me about issuing a note in municipal funds without any assurance of repayment or some, showing in a proper financial, responsible way.
I agree.
How you gonna repay it? That's the bottom line. I try to make it as simple I try to keep this simple, straightforward, but reach the main issues that I feel like as a municipality we need to be addressing.
Tony?
I think we have already agreed to loan them money. Now, how they pay the money back.
That was the
is-
stipulation in that meeting. I mean, we're not supposed to verbalize exactly what was in executive session, but that was discussed in that meeting.
I don't
And if I'm
remember
breaking the
it
law by
being-
saying that,
I don't remember
y'all
it
can
being-
fine me for it, but yes, ma'am, it was discussed in there.
I don't remember it being.
Yes, ma'am,
part
it
of
was
the
discussed
discussion.
that at a later date, they would tell us how it would be repaid.
So my thought is whether they have a bake sale or
Yeah, that's fine with
car
me.
wash, or somebody donates the money or whatever, it is our expectation that the loan will be repaid. And where they get the money, I don't care. That's up to them.
Well, I don't have a problem either where it comes from, but we did agree that there would be a document on how and when. Because I said in that meeting, I would make the motion, that was it. And I did, and I made the motion. Yes, ma'am.
The ongoing issue with the litigation with the Gus is also their problem. We agreed for the $5,000. So it is my assumption that the Gus will have a plan for defending, if these things aren't just dismissed out of hand. If it is ongoing, then, yeah, they need to have a plan. And I honestly, I guess my hesitation is I don't want to get up in the Gus Board's business. We agreed to the initial $5,000 loan, but it is as a result of the lawsuit, and I don't want to go into the Gus Board business. I'm sorry, I don't remember that being a stipulation when we voted.
Yeah, when we were discussing it, we was talking about basically they needed a retainer fee. Amount of money for a retainer fee, and we did include on there that we would give them time enough to get back with us on how they were gonna repay that amount of money.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever the intention to finance their portion of this suit. This was a gesture to help them be able to answer timely so that there would be no issues with getting a response to the lawsuit.
That's one thing, would it be possible for us to hire that lawyer to kind of put up that wall for the town, but at the same time, work with the legal part that's working with the guests?
Big conflict of interest. I mean, directing, they're totally separate entities, it would be a conflict of interest for us to be able to direct their representation. It just wouldn't work legally.
I mean, I think we've got to be very, very straightforward and have a distinct line where conflict of interest with lawsuits. We need to do what's we're the town, and we as council members for the town has got to represent the town in the best that we can do, because that's what we were put here for. So there's a fine line there, and we need to make sure that that line doesn't get crossed.
And you're bringing this note to the council, is this something that we need to vote on?
Well, I would think the answer is yes, we do. We ought to. And I just got this ready so we would have something based on discussion I heard last month. Kind of the parameters for everybody wanted, so I think put this together so we'd have something definite to look at. And try to, in fact, keep it simple, is what I detected we wanted to do, and make it straightforward and easy to understand at the same time. So that's what I have put here before you, what my interpretation of all that was.
I would also think 90 days is pretty dang quick.
Well, that's without if you read it completely, that's 90 days
I put an
without an interest. It's 90 days, same as cash, and if not, then they're gonna have a 7.5% interest rate.
I also made it a little easier to read it closely. It's also we have the right to extend that 90 days. The question I had is, what's reasonable to start getting some kind of response, a timeline. I felt like that would, allow them to meet with attorneys, get an answer, and then have formal meetings and give us a response about where the future of this is headed, as far as the cost of it and the ability to pay. Whether we gotta add to the fund, there's just a whole lot we don't know, and that's why I say, we've gotta have some kind of report back, how this is gonna go forward, to look at it again. 90 days seems, in federal court, that's a pretty long time. Answers due in 21 days, stuff starts quick, 90 days, you kind of know where you're going also.
I guess that the thing that goes back to what Brad said is the total separation of the two entities.
That's a huge concern because
Yeah,
here's
I don't
also,
care.
everybody's aware that it's gonna go well beyond $5,000 for them to defend themselves, and I mean, who are they gonna turn to? They're gonna keep turning to us to get the money.
Well, that's why the portions in there about, when thinking this through, how to deal with it, that's why, okay, tell us how you plan to go forward financially and otherwise, not just to repay this, but part of that request is also how do you fund the future? And are you gonna keep coming back here and looking to it, and what's our position? So, I tried to keep this simple and think of a way to solve all the problems that I foresaw coming, based on two separate entities in a very concise, short, and easy to understand way.
Well, I guess I'm looking at this as if we had agreed to loan the engineering company that's also named in the lawsuit. If we agreed to loan them $5,000 to jumpstart their legal defense, I want them to go hire an attorney and jumpstart their legal defense, but I don't care to know how they're going to defend their lawsuit. I don't care to know how they're going to fund the defense of their lawsuit. What I care about is that I loan them $5,000 and I want my money back in a reasonable time frame. I don't expect that engineering company to come back and give me their game plan for how they're going to defend their lawsuit. I am not the Gus board, I am not the engineering company, and I'm looking for a promissory note that the Gus board will sign if they accept the money, saying that we will use it for, you know, the defense, you know, we'll use it for what you loaned it to us for, and we'll pay it back. But now, as far as them coming back and telling us how they're going to defend and what they're going to do.
I don't know. I don't think I don't think that document right there is asking that at all. But you did bring up a good point, and I'm gonna bring it up. We gotta, I mean, you're talking about, we don't need to know their business. The Gus board doesn't need to know ours either. Correct? On how we're defending. I'm here. Nancy's pro tem. She has knowledge of certain things that the rest of us doesn't do because she's right-hand man to the mayor if the mayor was to drop dead, so she can take his place. Should she still be sitting in her position as pro tem when we got two separate seats? I'm throwing it out there, I'm just as honest, because I'm here to look after the town, not the Gus. I think that's something that's very, very important that we need to look at going forward. No offense to Nancy, she does a good job working, she does. But there'll probably be meetings that she doesn't need to attend.
Well,
or
I
need
will
to
tell you this, Jan. I have talked to the town attorney, and I have talked to the Gus attorney. When I talk to the town attorney, he writes down pro tem, because he knows I sit on the Gus. And I do not convey information that the town attorney told me to the Gus attorney, and I'm not going to do it vice versa either. I'm going to separate it.
I know, I'm just looking
I know
at
you
what's,
need to
I'm
throw
looking
that
at
there,
what's best
but
for the town.
I understand your concerns. No, it will be, I will keep it separated.
I just think it's according to how the lawsuits go.
Yeah, we don't know how it, you know.
It may need to be addressed, and you may not be needing to wear that cap during that process.
Right. Oh, I understand.
And that's what I'm putting out there.
And at the time that.
Because especially with what, you made your point perfectly clear. So we need to also keep that to make sure that we're taking care of this side of it. Because in your position, you're also on this side and you're on the other side. But
But technically, we're on the same side because we're both defendants.
But it's two different entities.
It is two different entities, but we're both defendants.
Let's stay on track to talking about the loan for the Gus at this point. Is there any further discussion on that issue?
No, I think we're kind of on the same page, that a document needs to be signed for this amount
Never to exceed that amount.
and not to exceed that amount.
Yeah, we want to make that new business item A, for the council meeting.
New business, item B,
What was A?
trying, when do you get in here?
I thought we were going to.
But we table that until we can.
Mandate.
Okay, all right, let's
So we'll make it A.
change it to A.
The Gus note. What did you ask?
I was asking how you want it labeled.
Gus note. All right, let's see, something that we're bringing up,
If we agree on a note, just procedurally, if we agree on a note and it goes to the Gus board and the Gus, and, you know, they, for example, their attorney recommends changes to the note, does it come back to this group again? Okay.
And delay their.
And delay their receipt of the loan.
All right, consent agenda, we all had an opportunity to look at these things. I won't hit them line by line, but anybody that has any questions on items A through H?
In the Tuscaloosa County Vision Dispatch, is that news?
That was for the first quarter.
That's the first quarter.
Okay.
Mhm.
That will be the amount per quarter.
we debated on whether to put that out there, that way, we thought it'd be best, just so everybody can see exactly what's going out.
Okay. The Office Depot, I think that's so funny.
So what?
I'm just messing with their work.
Any questions or comment, any other questions or comments about the consent agenda? All right, very good, we'll move on to minutes. You've got an opportunity to read the minutes for workshop and council meetings. Any discussion, additions, corrections? None? Very good. Department business. At council members' request, everyone should have a copy of the report from Bobby Bullock. Please keep in mind that this is the document, how this gentleman gets paid. So if you look in the far right-hand column, those are the amounts that he gets paid for various duties. Treat that with the sensitivity that is necessary when you handle that. But that is, added up, that is his paycheck.
The green inspection trip is his paycheck. The others are what he is,
Charges.
what he's charging.
Yes, that's
coming
right.
into the town.
Mhm.
I think that was exactly what we wanted, to make sure that for every trip charge.
No, those are his, he gets paid $25 for each one of
Every
those
one of those.
inspections.
And what,
The green is just so that we know that, because it's a different amount.
where is the income being generated? That's what I would like to see, is the income being generated.
Okay. As of today, we have asked him to start letting us know when he does these rechecks on a daily basis. Each day he comes out, he's going to send Cheryl a note so that we know how to charge back those
The reinspection.
those re-inspections, absolutely. The other,
That would be my issue, is, for example, trip on the 30th, the cost to the town was $150, but the income to the town may have only been $100.
well, that will, the large part of the income that he generates will be intake from the permits that people come and purchase. So dividing them out by job would be a task, but it could be something that's done. We could easily get you the total, say for that particular job on the 30th, for that job on Sanders Way, we could list how much had been taken in permits and fees.
Because the majority of the amount that we receive, Tony, is when they come and fill out the actual initial building permit and submit a plan.
Just too hard.
That's why we're asking him to let us know on rechecks, because those do have a sum attached to them. And rather than waiting for him to give us a monthly report, we'll be able to bill those out weekly or bi-weekly, however they come in to us.
Oh, I just want to ask Cheryl something. Cheryl, does he give you, when the job is over, does he give you the inspection card? Do you get a copy of the inspection card to be put in their file so that should something come up in the future of what was inspected, you have the inspection card that says he inspected this and this on such and such
He
day?
comes in and he pulls the file, he checks it.
Okay, but the inspection card is in the,
And there's
in the
a
file?
copy in the file,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
On the very last item there, where he came on the second and met with Nancy to look over forms, how long did y'all meet?
I was here too, it was, hour and a half? Yeah.
But we paid him $100 to come out for his trip. He did one inspection and stayed.
Well, I asked him, I said, Bobby, are you gonna come out and you have an inspection that you need to be doing on such and such day? And he says, yeah, I got an inspection I need to do. I said, well, will you drop by the town hall and look at these forms? Because, we're trying to build these new forms. And, so I picked a day that he was automatically gonna be here. So he didn't I don't think he charged us for coming.
Trip fee was-
Because the trip fee was for the inspection that he came to. It wasn't to come
Right,
and,
he had one inspection, and then we paid him additional 50 to meet with utility forms. I was just asking that. I mean, I was just wondering how long he was there.
it was about an hour and a half.
And since then, I have emailed him several things that he's reviewed.
And these are forms for the website.
Yes.
Well, we'll put them on the website, but they're redos of all the permits.
So
I was just
that
asking what
so
you
you
were
as a,
saying.
yeah, so you as a builder, you'll be able to go out to the website, print that form out, fill it
Right, I get
out, and
that.
come
That's
back.
what I just
Yeah,
asked.
Yeah.
Was it for to put on there? No.
Any other questions about the building inspector? All right, I'm gonna ask Eddie to come with his report from the police department. In the meantime, we have met and we foresee, in the very near future, an issue with, coverage, for the police department because of, paternity, leave and another situation that may arise. So I would like permission from the council to begin accepting applications for part-time officers. No commitment of time, what's necessary at this point, but we simply start accepting applications so that we can move towards having people if we do need them. Any issues there? Okay.
Does that need to go on the agenda anywhere?
Can we vote on that?
Not start accepting applications, we're not spending money.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Well, we will get that out, Cheryl, and I'll work to get that out with Eddie. Eddie, your report, please.
Yes, sir. For the month of October, we served 5 arrest warrants. We had 100 dispatch calls, 16 false alarm calls, 1 domestic violence arrest, took 8 incident offense reports, drove 6,142 miles, had 15 outside agency assist, 9 citations, and 0 traffic accidents.
ADLs, they're on the, excuse me, does anybody have a question about the report from Eddie? ADLs are on vehicles?
We've gotten all the ADL modems in. They've been installed on my car and Frankie's car. The other 2, well, they sent the wrong antennas. So they're gonna have to replace all 4 antennas. They should be here hopefully tomorrow or the first part of the week. The county is having a problem with software. First couple of days it was up and running on my car, it showed me sitting at home all day. Then, talked to one of the deputies yesterday that's helping us with it, and he talked to the tech. Apparently they've got 2 different softwares. One's the new ADL system, one's the old ADL system. We've got the new ADL systems in the cars, but they are riding the old ADL. So we're not able to see anything. So the manufacturer, the people that design the software are going over and trying to figure out what the problem is.
So can the county see it?
No.
Nobody see it?
The Wi-Fi in the cars are working great. I sat up in my office and was able to pick up the Wi-Fi for my car. But as far as the GPS transmitting back and forth and all that, that's in there. I'm not tech, so that's their problem.
They've assured us they know what the problem is and we'll get it fixed.
Right.
Quickly. Any other questions for the chief?
Just something real quick. The other night, I think it was in Tony and I were over here, Frankie drove up, he had a headlight out. So we told him he had a headlight out, and he says, oh yeah, he gets out and he beats on it and the light comes back on. It's not very good for our police department to be running around without a headlight working.
Those Tahoes are wore slap out. I drove the one that sits out here when we was transporting guys back and forth to the radio shop, getting the ADLs put in. I'll tell you, it scared me. On the interstate, it is squirrely. And one of the officers told me that Frankie's just as bad or worse.
I mean, is the guy who's supposed to be working on these vehicles, is he not doing his job? He don't, or is it just stuff that's continually breaking down? He's fixing one thing and something else is going wrong.
That's what's
That's
happening.
pretty much
He's
it.
having it done at now. So Okay, where are we having the maintenance done now?
Up on 216. And the little shop area back
It's,
there.
Okay.
No, he does a very good job, and prices are very good, but the vehicles are just one thing after another. You remember this time last year, we would fix something, and 2 weeks later, the same vehicle would be back in for something else, completely unrelated. They are definitely worn out. Eddie, did you have anything else to add about the manpower situation?
Just that we need to act on it fairly quick. I had 2 officers off sick about 2 weekends ago, and I only left 2 of us.
And the holidays coming up.
All day.
Holidays and some other things
Yeah.
that we're aware about that will present a real problem for us. All right, thank you, Eddie.
Thank you.
Court report.
Did you get a new phone? Yes, I did. All right. I got the one that looks like a pimp phone. Let's go.
That in a minute, she got a bill from
Let's go.
Carol, can you excuse me for just a minute? Andy, how are the new cars working out?
New cars are fantastic.
Everything working?
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Except for the ADL.
Okay.
Once we get the antennas in, we should be able to get the ADL systems up and running.
Okay, thank you, I'm sorry.
If they get the software fit.
Thank you, Eddie. Carol?
We started off with $28,284.91. We deposited $77,344.30. We withdrew $6,082.47, and we ended up with $29,546.74.
Questions for Carol?
So how is the time limit working out on the payments? Is anybody swapping?
No, not yet. I mean, right now, it's changed. I've changed everything.
Yeah. But I mean, nobody's coming in and saying, oh, okay, good.
No, they agree to it. I mean, basically, you pay, you don't, you go to jail. That's true. No, you just cause yourself problems if you don't.
Right, that's
It's
right.
not us, it's them.
Right.
Thank you. Cheryl?
I need to explain, I gave y'all some new paperwork, yours is already in your binder. Didn't catch it when I sent the packet out to everyone. There was a glitch, and I had to get, Don Mack, our auditor, came out today to finish up some business, and he helped me figure it out. He said it was a computer glitch because originally it was showing some weird deposits and withdrawals. But with that being said, our beginning balance in the general fund was $338,228.39. Withdrew and paid out bills, $119,514.64, which includes the $75,000 transfer from general to savings. And we deposited $30,738.38, which brings us down to $249,452.13. And in the savings, beginning balance is $177,561.86. Deposit of $75,044.27. The $44.27 is interest, which brings us to $252,606.13.
Here is that change.
It's in that new packet I gave you. Whatever you did with the one that was just,
Oh, no, these are good too.
and the savings is right on in the packet.
Oh, the savings. Is Don finished with his audit, everything?
Yes, he said that he would, send in a report, he'll be back.
You can
Yes,
come back January, February.
He said either December or January,
Okay.
but he's gonna come back and, help me with some stuff. I'm gonna call him at the end of December, he's gonna come back and see the first part of January.
He's very helpful.
Oh, yes, yes, he was very helpful.
Any other questions for Cheryl? All right, John? you got-
Heard everything I had.
Very good. I have asked Rhonda to come out and give us a report That's not an area we typically have a report from, but it's a big investment from the part of the town, so I thought I would have her come out. So with that, Rhonda, please.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. To date, we have scanned and reviewed over 4,500 pages of public documents. Those include original town documents, agendas, minutes, agreements, committee reports, annexations, lawsuits, news articles, planning and zoning books, subdivision regs, existing forms for building, ADM requirements, and findings. Of those, approximately 2,300 pages are related to the GUS board. We have created new forms to replace what the town had, and have created new forms which have been submitted to the mayor and council for review. We will put them on the website until they're reviewed and approved. Those include new builder manual, homeowner manual, building permits, electrical, mechanical, and gas permits, septic tank applications, sewer letters, subcontractor forms, swimming pool applications, burn and sign permits, blasting and land disturbance permits, plan review and zoning requests, builder affidavits, portable storage permits, schedules of fees, public records, requests, business licenses, town hall rental agreements, sales and alcohol tax forms. So y'all got those.
Yeah, no.
And have them since mid-July. And that's what I call that we delivered. Okay. When those are returned to us, we will begin auditing the town's existing ordinances to match up with the new forms, and we'll be able to return an accounting of what we find. In other words, there's an ordinance, matches up to the form, we want to put the ordinance on the form for backup. Make sure that we're not, everybody's on the same page. The DNS settings for LakeviewAlabama.gov were sent yesterday, and just 30 minutes ago, I checked, we're still waiting for it to propagate through the servers. When that completes, we'll be able to set up the new email addresses. We received updates to the calendar in this year's council minutes today. We should have those up soon. We're currently compiling a spreadsheet of community services. Thank you, Bill. And with contact information for your schools, churches, medical facilities, and governmental agencies. When the forms have been approved and are up on the website, we will then begin work on any ADM requirements and that land disturbance permit. We're still waiting on a few bios and pictures. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Rhonda. Any questions for Rhonda
Yeah.
from the council?
Rhonda, are you gonna, the .gov, cost of the .gov, are you just gonna add that to your?
We just paid for it. We'll just put it on the bill.
Okay, you just
As it
add it.
pretty, just exactly what it costs.
Any other questions for Rhonda from the council?
You said 45,000 homes, you know?
4,500 pages.
All right.
Yeah, you need 3,800 of them.
About 2,500.
With that said, we've got about 5 minutes till council starts, so we will adjourn for the moment.